If you are here for Stand with Kashmir, if we could have everyone talk less, and in fact, maybe not talk at all, for the next couple of minutes. I'm sorry, bear with me.
Thank you, man. Facebook Live.
Thank you all for joining us at this vigil for our Kashmiri family and friends. The intention behind need to get someone else. The intention behind this vigil is to commemorate a few moments to our family and friends and neighbors that are suffering within not only the communication blackout, but human rights abuse that has been inflicted on Indian people. Not just for the last 53 days, but also since the beginning of the Indian military occupation. But for the last 53 days, all of you know that are experiencing, but there's some that are not, must be made aware of the suffering and the plight of our Kashmiri families, friends, and neighbors. At the hands of the Indian Armed Forces. We want to take the next couple of minutes to words from our fellow Kashmiris, but also take a few minutes in silence to commemorate to all those people that are actually suffering within the blackout. As you may have seen earlier today, what mass solidarity actually looks like. And I think that and so I hope that we can take the next couple of minutes to commemorate for respect and dignity of the Kashmiri people, to commemorate for the fight for their lives under their own volition and not under military occupation, and for the fight for them to be able to stand up for themselves and to stand up for others. And the only way they can truly do that is when they are free, when we are free. And so before we actually start the silent portion of this vigil, I'd like to bring up maybe a couple people that have a few things to say, maybe personal experiences, or a couple thoughts of their own. If I could bring up Maureen to start.
Thank you, everyone. It is supposed to be a silent vigil, but I think there's a lot to be said about what's going on in Kashmir. For those people who are here at Times Square simply because it's a fantastic attraction, and you're surprised by why people are holding candles, why people are wearing these shirts, or holding these cards, or why you see a Stand with Kashmir on that billboard. I want to give a little bit of perspective. I want to give a little bit of perspective. Which one's better, Michael? Thank you. Thanks for trying. I want to give a little bit of perspective about what is Kashmir, what happened in Kashmir, why people are here, and why 15,000 people showed up and flew in from different cities today to stand outside United Nations and speak to the world. So it's amazing that 15,000 of us showed up and showed the world that we're not going to sit silently and pretend that nothing is happening in Kashmir. So let's go back in time. About 30 years ago, the land of Kashmir saw a military influx from India. I was born around that time, and every step of the way that you step out of the house, you see the armed forces everywhere. At the age of 5, an Indian army man came into my house, kicked me and my family out, took over my room, and all of a sudden my bedroom became a military hub for the night and for days to come. At the age of 8, I was stopped on the street and I was taken into a military bunker only to be shown what a pistol and a grenade looks like. I had no idea why that was being done at that point, but I think now, reflecting back on it, I understand how psychological warfare works. At the age of 16, I was stopped in my car, and there was a huge argument going on between an Indian Army man and me, because I was being asked to prove my identity in my own land. And I knew what was going to happen next. There was a gun in his hand, and like many other instances, he would have either pointed the front of that gun or the back of the gun on my face, so I shut up. And after that, I left, and now I live here in the West. That is daily life for people in Kashmir. Many of you know that there's 700,000 armed troops in the Indian-occupied Kashmir. Last month in August, the Indian government illegally, unconstitutionally, revoked whatever little autonomy Kashmir had under the Indian regime. At the same time, without taking into account what we felt about it, they broke up our state into two. At the same time, they brought in 50 more thousand troops to control the voices in Kashmir. They imposed a curfew, they imposed a media blackout, they shut down landlines, internet, cell phone communication, schools were shut, hospitals were affected, tourists were kicked out, and pilgrimages were stopped. It's been 54 days that I have not spoken to my grandparents, and I know a lot of you have not spoken to your loved ones. And you have no idea when you're going to hear their voices. There are people outside Kashmir who have lost their loved ones in Kashmir and found out days and weeks later that they already lost their parents or grandparents. At the same time, we should remember the tone-deaf silence of the international community. But we're not going to back down, are we? We appreciate how many of you showed up here. We appreciate the people of India who come here to support us, because it takes a lot of courage to stand up against your own government. We appreciate the people of Pakistan who have tirelessly, for the last 50 days, spoken up for us. And we appreciate the government of Pakistan that for the last 7 days has done 70 events to educate the world about what's going on.
Imran Khan! Zindabad! Pakistan! Zindabad!
But most importantly, we got to remember that the people of Kashmir are the ones that are front and center in this. In Kashmir and here, people of Azad Kashmir, people of Indian-occupied Kashmir, you are the ones who are losing your loved ones. We are the ones that were kicked out of our houses. We are the ones that get subjugated. Our boys get picked up in the middle of the night. Our women, daughters, and sisters are harassed on broad daylight. We've lost 100,000 of our young men and women. So we know what that pain feels like. And it is a duty upon us who live in this free society to make sure that whatever you can do, whether it's writing a letter, marching down the street, contributing money, raising your voices, writing for a newspaper, or lobbying, whatever it is you think you are capable of doing, you have to do it. Because there are over 8 million people right now who have absolutely no idea what the world is doing for them. But we want to make sure that whatever we do makes a difference on the ground. The winter will be over. The metaphoric winter will be over very, very soon. And inshallah, after that, there is a very bright tunnel for the future of Kashmir. Let's stay hopeful. I wanna end with this, that there's a lot of emotion among Kashmiris right now. There's a lot of grief, there's a lot of panic, there's a lot of anxiety. We gotta stay strong and we gotta stay together. Sometimes, people have said that there are as many opinions in Kashmir as there are people. It's time that we sort of rise above that, hold each other's hands, give each other comfort, find a common ground, find a common narrative, find common leadership, and then take back this resistance movement that we started 30 years ago. Thank you. God bless you. Have a good day.
We also have some of our allies that have stood with us today, and even in the last 53 days have stood closely with us to represent, and I believe we actually have a Black Lives Matter representation as well here that are going to speak. If you are here, please come towards the mic. I think we may have to wait a couple of minutes for them to come and share a couple of words. But perhaps this would be a good time for us to begin the silent portion, and then we can go back into sharing a couple more words. And if there is maybe anyone here, we can't have everyone, maybe just one or two others that really have something to share, do let me know. But other than that, I think in the next couple of minutes, let's commemorate in silence for the people of Kashmir. I know it's really loud and we're in the middle of Times Square, but I think there's something powerful about the juxtaposition for us to be within all of this sensory overload, to kind of meditate on what really matters to us and what is really moving us and making us so emotionally charged these days. And I think it's important for us to kind of band together right now. And I'd like to start the moment of silence now. So before we have our allies come and speak, I think we're still waiting for them. So we might give it a couple more minutes. I'd like to open up the floor. Are you ready? I'd like to open up the floor. If there is someone that would like to speak and share a few words, do keep it short, but of course, welcome. If you do have a couple of words, if you want to raise your hand, and we can have you come down and work with this megaphone. Oh, good, yeah, say something.
I don't know. Hold on. Give me a minute. I'll give me a minute. Give me the phone.
If anyone needs a candle in the meanwhile, we have someone passing them out, so you can raise your hand and he may be able to come by and give you a candle. My family is from the northeast of Sri Lanka, West Africa. We also understand the violence of what it
Bus is leaving, huh? You are in the same, right? Yes. I think it should be. Yeah, but everyone is here. Oh, everyone is here?
The Shamim is right there.
Oh, okay. Yeah, looks like. Were you able to Harrisburg?
I thought so, man.
Nice to meet you, buddy. How you doing?
Good, you?
Good to see you here.
Yeah.
Did you come with a gang?
Yeah, with the bus from Tyson's Corner.
Yeah, I saw your post. Was it in the same bus? It's been crazy, man. I'm sorry, but I'll get back to you.
No problem. No problem. I think I got a video of you earlier.
Sorry?
I think I got a video of you earlier.
You did?
Yeah, I'll send it to you.
Thank you.
Indian government has to stop this and all these atrocities are happening.
Will you be able to record me?
Wait, yeah. Can you hold that for a sec?
Yeah.
No matter the worst thing they are doing, they are pushing people to lift the arm, do anything they can do it. And we are with you, and we're going to support you no matter what. So I hope they're going to take the curfew out, and I hope you get the independent country. Okay? Don't stop it.
That's my other one. You can have that too if you want.
Stop stopping. This is my kind of
I'm gonna share this with some local.
message to everyone.
Yeah, if you want more, I have
Don't be
250
disappointed,
if you want
please.
more.
It takes a lot of effort to
Because
get
I gotta carry it in
independent
my
country.
pockets.
It's just like Pakistan.
Yeah, we started a school club. That's the one I told you about.
Yeah, I remember.
So it takes a lot of
And you
effort.
guys have a
Never
total
get
outcome.
disappointed. Just keep going, okay?
Yeah, a lot of people
Until
ask
you get your
questions.
independent country. God bless you.
Questions after that. You want this?
About the table, the info.
We'll
Shukriya.
talk in a little bit, yeah?
Yeah.
New York City. How many people from another city, from another place? That's beautiful. That's the first time I've ever seen something like this, a turnout like this. And to make it even more crazier, New York City loves you so much that we actually put our signs on the building. Free Kashmir. I think never ever have I seen something like that. New York City stands for you, but not just New York City, America stands for you. We love you all. And this moment right here brings us all together. I hope it means everything to you because it means everything to me. And God bless you all. Assalamu alaikum.
extrovert. That's one thing though. I just want to bring a couple of things about the future. I don't want to talk about things I'm talking about my vision of future. I'm Kashmiri by the way. Yeah, I'm not from Punjab by the way, I'm from Kashmir. A lot of people have asked me the same question, where are you from Punjab? I don't understand Punjabi, I'm from Kashmir. I don't want to talk about the Kashmir will probably do very further because of all this. I really want to bring this awareness here. I think we're going to lose resources. We are definitely going to lose a lot of resources. Our $1 billion worth of Gulmarg and Pahalgam could be sold to the big giants just for pennies. For us, millions of dollars, but they can literally buy the whole Gulmarg and Pahalgam for pennies because they are friends with the government. Other than that, I just want to say that as Kashmir makes my heart and we really need to address that. We really need to address, we need to save our resources. Our Kashmiri handicraft, carpet industry, everything will be commercialized. And we really need to bring awareness about all that. That's all I have to say. Thank you so much. I am from Pakistan, Gujarat. Nobody control animation, but nation has its presence. You can
Nick, you going next?
That this meeting should unite.
Are you?
He's gonna
You do
grade
it.
you, bro.
You do it.
If my throat was still a little bit, I would jump.
I've seen you do it before though.
I'm dead today.
You had a lot of people up there, Harrisburg.
I try my best.
I have a question for everybody, not only Kashmiris, but everybody on the street, everywhere. What will you do? Just one question, and I will say why. What will you do when you will be asked to take off your clothes in front of your 15-year-old daughter? What will you do? What will you do when you say your son is more than an 8-year-old kid? Have a good day, go to your school, and at 12 o'clock a police officer comes, knocks at your door, and tells you, here is the dead body of your tortured 8-year-old. What will you do? What will you do when in the middle of the night they come and intrude your house, take your mom, your daughters, your sisters out, strip their clothes off, and tell them, now you perform an illegal act with anybody. What will you do? Everybody, not us, Kashmiris, on the street, international community, whoever is listening, wake up! India is the biggest terrorist in the world. It's not about Kashmiris. You are thinking about Hitler is gone? No. A new incarnation of Hitler is in India. 53 days. 53 days. 53 days without medicine. Nobody knows from one town to another town whether his brother is alive or dead. Nobody knows. Their parents died and they were not allowed to go to their funeral. Nobody knows. Kids, pelicans, flying, 14,000 in jail. Question is, what will you do, world? What will you do? Speak up! What will you do? When will you wake up? When will you wake up? It's not about Kashmir. We all are humans first. Irrespective of your religion, your color, your nationality, wake up! Think about humanity! killing them. Think about it. How many people have been put in unidentified graves? Now check. United Nations Human Rights Commission. Check their report. How many people are in unidentified graves? There's an organization. Moms are still waiting for their kids to come home. Last 12 years, they never showed up. Indian Army took them away, threw them in the river, put them in the mass grave. They never showed up. What would you do? Wake up, guys! What would you do? That's all I want to say. May Allah bless us all. One day, inshallah. One day, inshallah. One day,
Freedom! Oh, I have. The audience as well. Yeah, I have, man. You have a powerful audience here. Yeah. No, I've taken probably 1,000 pictures already. Yeah.
Is there anyone else that would like to speak before we wrap this up?
बहुत ये जैसे मैं चार्ज करके ना मैं आपको फौरन दूँगा उस लड़के का मैं देखता हूँ शायद मैंने दिया जो आपको बातें कर रहा हूँ उसने कहा कि पाकिस्तान के हमारे लिए 7 दिन तक ना बात सही है अप्रिशिएट किया और इमरान खान ने किया और 7 दिन तक है ना 7 दिन तक लड़ता है
My name is Shahrukh. I've been in the US since last November. Before that, I was in Kashmir all my life. Since going to the US, I used to sleep with my parents 6 times every day religiously. And then one day, all of a sudden, that was taken away from me and I couldn't call them. I didn't know if they were fine, I didn't know if they had medicine, I didn't know if they had anything with them. And the feeling of helplessness, we all felt that, but it's undescribable. But today, I will say I feel hope. And personally, I never thought that I would be doing the things that I'm doing. Before, I never thought that I would be advocating or like protesting against something, but since this has happened, it has just pushed me, and I feel compelled to do something, to do more, and I pledge to do whatever I can. The fear of death has been taken from all of Kashmiris, so we need to be prepared to do whatever we can, and I just want to take that pledge. And also, if I may, we've already protested and raised slogans in English. I'm in solidarity with the protesters in Kashmir. Let us make New York feel like Kashmir. So I want to raise a few slogans like we do in Kashmir. So, Azadi means freedom. After I say a line, I want you all to scream Azadi. Alright? Scream and clap Azadi. Alright? Say Azadi.
आजादी
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 हम क्या चाहते
आजादी
हम क्या चाहते
आजादी
वो प्यारी प्यारी
आजादी
वो महकी महकी
आजादी
वो फूलों वाली
आजादी
वो फूलों वाली
आजादी
है जान हमारी
आजादी
है जान से प्यारी
आजादी
हम लेके रहेंगे
आजादी
मोदी से लेंगे
आजादी
हिंदुस्तान से लेंगे
आजादी
RSS से लेंगे
आजादी
वो भाई बोले वो बहना बोले
आजादी
जो उससे पूछा वो जोर से बोली
आजादी
जो फिर से पूछा वो फिर से बोली
आजादी
हम लेके रहेंगे वो हक हमारा हम लेके रहेंगे हम छीन के लेंगे आजादी
We have a couple more speakers. Our youngest speaker is about to share a couple of words as well. Can you just tell us your name, tell us what state you're coming from, and whatever you'd like to say.
My name is Zahra Noor, and I am from Kashmir must be free. We must save Kashmir.
जरा हम क्या चाहते हैं हम क्या चाहते हैं
हम क्या चाहते हैं?
आजादी
छीन करेंगे
आजादी
हाथ हमारा
आजादी
नहीं हुआ।
Thank you.
Thank you, Zahra. Our next speaker, I'd like to introduce you to Ramadan.
आप पहुंचे मैं आता हूँ। कैसे आप खैरियत से? शुक्र आप दुआएं सब खैरियत से। कैसा रहा आप?
Okay. Assalamu alaikum.